Well met. A fine choice. May Gilbert's... I'll upon you.
Do you see that too?
Papa?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. Make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right. Now.
It's over. Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him. This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
It's over! A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just...
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of... It's a fucking your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he...
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But you are no... Oh, I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under... Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals, but those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed work, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the field...
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, man.
An envoy. I'm not sure. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. Someone like Quentin.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a sharing pupil's ill-gotten.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small...
If it's within my power to help you...
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my and if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and...
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand it. We need to evacuate. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of... The children stay with me for now. I need you to tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place, bearer.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
Huh? What's the commotion? Ah, is she...
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood. Out at the camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right...
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave...
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same... You may believe his lies, my lord.
But why would he lie about...
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may...
A great honor for one
he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has... Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore...
You may not trust me. But for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I do not know if you are in league with Lubor, or if he has merely filled...
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
What commotion is this? I asked myself. A sudden stampede.
Good day, my lord. An excellent choice. My thanks. Go with Gilbert.
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be true. A bloody fool. Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support, but I can. If that, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been...
Victor.
I couldn't abandon a friend and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, You will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far, far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on! Go! Just go!
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
Go! Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Yes, right.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitter... The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us, both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force, and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor, and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barrack and tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life, as long as we survive, it doesn't matter what our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling that...
Luckily, so am...
So you... All right then, we all... Now it's simply a matter of doing it.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? We can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others...
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina? I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated, and we need not fear the arrival of any more. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalamil.
Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. And for that, we only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor...
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you...
I see. But I will only accept your proposal.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalamil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to... When that time comes, I will expect...
Of course.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalamil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in...
Condition accepted. Well then. It seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago I had resigned myself to leaving Dalamil in disgrace, and now I find myself her leader. Here.
Lubor.
Fear not. You are, of course, relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe.
I don't doubt that you will, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard work.
I knew I was right not to give up on Lubor. He'll make a wonderful mayor. You mark my words.
Serve the town well enough.
Bearer or no, Lubor saved this town. How about a few spicy sausages
Drake's
to put in your
farms are
pot,
still selling well,
They'll
you'll be
warm
pleased
you
to
up
know.
no end.
Think I'll make Lubor.
You're going to join the Watch after all, then?
I am. Working down the mines made me strong.
We were set upon by a horde of mindless murderers.
Welcome to Dravoj, Sid. Our gate's always open for you and yours.
I have some things for sale. Farewell, traveller.
Are those bellows easy to work?
Nothing like the sound of steel on steel.
Here we are again. Carava, if you were a tortoise talker, where would you hide? Looks like we found him. Okay. die. You're finished! I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Welcome, welcome. Take care.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous. Cyril, you found a letter from Father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new universe with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn saw that
he wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, nor would he have entrusted his vision those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machination.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering his Grace's will.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Lord Marquis?
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry. He sent an owl some while ago.
Was he surveying another
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as it. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent
fully cognizant of the risks. Yet I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the third chair. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far yet it seemed only right to inform you of. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him, Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell...
Right.
You are much to go then, with my hopes. And may the fire...
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's...
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude. For your...
I merely did my duty. As any...
My lady.
Perhaps what exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keep...
Indeed it has. Our father...
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands. Alas, he did not live. He had intended to claim the heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his, I know that nothing would have...
Thank you, Lady...
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happen. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its...
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your... In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking it. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in Titan's Wake, not far from here. Slay it in his stead, and claim the heart.
Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Caution.
It's over! Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There it is.
For House Rosfield. Too slow. Get him! Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claim.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will, if you would excuse me. I shall have the stone cut and set. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours. After Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in arms.
Indeed. His Grace knew thee, but this was more than just a message. It was a promise.
Thank you, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the band, of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on it, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us. I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied.
It is. And we thank you for...
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial? Let him see that you have received his blessing.
I suppose it would be... What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix, I prithee claim it. For it too is and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's...
I'd have followed Quentin to that manor if I could have done, and I'll keep following him now.
Quentin.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there...
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. The people of Lostwing are my family. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family, don't you?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us. Who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat.
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Reckon Master Quentin could argue an egg back up a hen's quim if he said...
This be Nickelbug.
These people aren't turned. The village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you, too, heed the call?
Heed the call? No, to be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him.
Is that so?
What are you doing here?
It is my home. The others...
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite. Just as King Barnabas, this village, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters.
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our...
Let us free us from the torment.
They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come?
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Your friend with the cowl has been staying here. Please.
Excuse me.
I am. And so it would Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less...
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, you have seen them at their prayers. Have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes. Serve him with all of their... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... And so I would see it through, see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand what their...
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord. But I must remain here. Did you hear that, my lord? Something...
I'll go and find out what. Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord, just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become Akashic in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, I am glad to see you.
I met with your third chair, Cyril.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an... I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm... sorry.
If you could not save him...
The villagers, they were... believers. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their work. Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, for better or worse.
But he didn't die for your creed, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves. And this was his will.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been the greatest honor of my life. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. And were they here, I have no doubt.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by Akashic. I need to hurry. There were no guards, I take it?
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? Locked up tight.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Caution, brother. Have care.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that. They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. So this place was no ordinary, and I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they... Nothing but Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just...
I know. I've been reading some of these documents, and bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this... pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order, not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children, even those who wouldn't or couldn't were...
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key. But it doesn't...
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here, then come and...
All right. If we don't find any survivors, we've risked our lives for nothing.
Let's see what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone?
Some of the guards, they're still here. Everyone else...
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have...
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. He promised... Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girls...
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground. I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson. You're safe now.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Let's try.
Get him!
Let darkness fall! The maze blades! Let's try. Let darkness fall! Finally.
Sid, are you...
I'm fine. What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a...
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own, and he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles, and the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done.
Thank you, Doris.
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here.
There's so much food in the hideaway. Sometimes, in my cell, my tummy rumbled so loud that Chadwick would sneak me some gruel from his bowl. I miss him. He would have liked this place.
It couldn't have been easy for her.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised and a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one.
Wait, the children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't...
The young'uns? But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go...
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Sid! Is...
She wasn't hiding. She's just busy working on her next...
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something, a brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you forgot!
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling all the pieces that are left over we keep under our beds.
That's... good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your... hoard.
Thanks, Sid. Back for another part? We've got screws and bolts and nails and knobbles and...
Well?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe.
Will it work? It's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, but it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Oh, and I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do. What shall I do with your model? You spent a lot of time on it.
What, that old thing? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive. But wait.
Sound advice.
Still, I suppose my prototypes will probably be worth a fair bit when I'm as famous as Bart. Seeing as you're always strapped for coin, suppose I can give it to you. Just make sure you get a good...
I'd say that was up to you as much.
All right, Clive. Enjoy it while you can, Clive. Imagine that, eh? Till then, though.
Make a name for yourself.
You better bloody had to and all. Be seeing you, Clive.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
You should have... Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping, but from what I hear...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim.
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has my... And this time he was found wanting. But after all...
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade. But a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on that time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his
Couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been... Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing.
Forgive me, Sid. This...
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Remember that.
I will, Sid.